Okay, I'm gonna have a little sip of this real quick. Well, good afternoon and evening, everyone. It is Terra Quator. day. It is day 28. It's Sunday.
Tonight,
I'm.
you.
My words are all over the place right now. My brain is functioning on several different things at once right now. It's my own fault. It's a nice warm day. Yeah, I am off to a terrible start talking here right now. Maybe I should have something caffeinated instead of something herbal. Well, actually, this is a cherry blossom green tea. It's quite mellow and delicate. Tasty. Quite tasty. Although, it does taste like it's starting to, like the container's been open and closed a lot and sat there a little too long, which means this one has a shorter shelf life once you open it, is what I think. I could be wrong. Anyway, I digress. It may not seem like I'm digressing, but if you look in the title, I am veering sideways completely. I'm here to talk about this lady again. And the entire reason why is if you go backwards in time, like a week or so, okay, a little longer than a week or so, I'm sorry. I spoke about this because I watched the video from Habitual Line Crosser, and that was the one that circulated on multiple of my social media. It circulated on my Instagram, it's circulated on my Facebook, my X, and my YouTube. So the four major platforms that I use outside of Discord, it all circulated there, and it was Habitual Line Crosser. And I had seen a few others, and I'd seen people discussing that video. Well, it turns out she had a longer version where she actually covered a lot of the information I also did in my correction. So me calling her dishonest was also incorrect. I was not being dishonest. I was just flat out, I was wrong. Because out of everything that had been shared and the information I had gotten through people's jokes, were only the 3 seconds that were being shared of her saying the city lights on a planet 7 trillion miles away. When in fact, she continues on to talk about the exact same thing where I ran the calculations. In fact, on the back of her screen you see here, she's showing the Oort cloud, and she's also showing the exact same distance being, what was it, 1.191 light years? I almost want to look it up because I'm doing that without looking at an image. But in my previous video, I showed those same calculations, then called her dishonest because of Habitual Line Crosser's video. Well, that was wrong of me, because I should have done a little extra research to find her original video, in which I found her channel today because I was doom scrolling this morning. And luckily this time the doom scrolling actually worked out for the best. She does go on to talk about where the city lights bit originally came from was not the brown dwarf that I found on the NASA article. I ended up rabbit holing something completely unrelated to her original video, apparently. Hers was explaining that in 2022, James Webb was talking about what its capabilities would be if they were to see lights on Proxima Centauri b, that James Webb telescope has the capability of detecting that. And she was citing an article about all those speculations, which then turned into the fake science channels saying that they did find them. I mean, if you look on YouTube, you're going to see a massive list of James Webb telescope finding aliens and stuff. You're going to find that. And it's a massive, massive pain in the butt. Because I like real science. I don't like pseudoscience. So, and believe me, I see plenty of pseudoscience. I made a mistake a while ago of joining a group for Neil deGrasse Tyson on Facebook because he's one of my favorite scientists. He's one of the main voices that got me interested in space and astrophysics. It was Professor Tyson. I think it's Professor. We always call him Neil deGrasse Tyson, but we never call him by his title. Gotta love TV, right? But I joined the group so I could see stuff about science. It's all pseudoscience, flat earthers, and then everyone creating fake science to prove you are an idiot. I understand that I am incredibly ignorant with science. I know very little, which is why I like to be involved and learn these things. But in fact, I'm going to go on there right now, and I'll bet the first thing I'm going to see is someone either giving flat out wrong information or doing so to be condescending to show that other people are stupid. And not in a way of like, oh, here's some actual information. It's literally just there. Like, stupidity, like, why did creatures evolve eyes and ears? How did they know there was sound and vision? I mean, that one's a genuine question. So, surprisingly, color me impressed, someone might have a genuine question. But all I see on here are people laughing at them. And then a lot of idiotic responses. They didn't choose to evolve eyes and ears. Well, I can understand. And then people, citing the Bible and stuff. Like, okay. Didn't answer the question. There's just a lot of people just start arguing pseudoscience. Or I'll try to go to this page. Let's see. At least finally I'm seeing some that aren't pseudoscience, which means if that's the case, what I'm seeing here, because people actually talking about how difficult it would have been to actually fake the moon landing. But if that's the case, then when I'm just scrolling through my regular Facebook, then Facebook is intentionally trying to give me the worst of the worst of this group's posts. That would be horrible. Let me take a look here. Which sci-fi movie predicted the future that came close to getting it right? I'd say it's pseudoscience. And then, you know the one like the blocks are the same color? When they're intentionally different colors. And you have to do various things to change the color of it. Yeah, they're pretty much the same. They do those things. I've seen a few on there. It's like, oh, these are different colors, and then you do what they say, and it's like, no, they're still different. Like really trying to fool you. Oh, here's one where they try to give very accurate sounding information of like rare crinoid fossils from Western Australia, estimated to be around 280 million years old. But then they show this image. I think what I'll do is I'll save this image and I'm just going to put it into the video and just look at it and understand that even in the comments, people aren't understanding it's not a real fossil. It can't be. And there's a big reason. These are invertebrates. Why do they have the tentacles of invertebrates? That doesn't make any sense. Soft tissue does not fossilize. It doesn't last long enough in the decaying process to get fossilized because it breaks down and biodegrades faster than it can fossilize. So seeing this makes no sense whatsoever. None at all. Yeah, I just look at these things again, like this silly one of, what if you were the only thing that really exists and everything else is quantum generated by your imagination? I believe nature would answer that one quite quickly of how that doesn't work, because you still need to nourish your body. You can't imagine your try as you might, you can imagine all the food you want and not actually be eating anything. You're gonna die. That's the reality. This one's pretty accurate, being the single drop of seawater under a microscope. A few things in there that look a little bit large, but maybe a large drop of water. And of course, the first comment that they highlight on here: it all wet inside when you pee in the ocean. I'm gonna screenshot that, and I'm just gonna share that. I lost some brain cells there. But this group, and here, obviously debating the fact that Iowa City's electric buses struggle under winter weather, and all of a sudden they're having a political debate. I really don't like the idea of science being interfered with by politics, if you know what I mean. This one I agree. This one I do agree with. This one's actually kind of funny, and I hope it was actually Jim Carrey who said it. That's actually quite funny. If only nature could find a way to cover these oranges so we didn't need to waste so much plastic on them. I actually find that quite hilarious. I do find that one funny. And the whole, if all humans on Earth change their phones and calendars to 2124, it would just become 2124. That's some level of psychology or sociology, I suppose, but I wouldn't call that astrophysics. It's okay. This one's actually a good joke. That one's actually good. I like that joke. Eating too much cake is the sin of gluttony. However, eating too much pie is the sin of pie, because always zero. Or the sin of pie is always zero. I do find that one quite... It gives me a good chuckle. In all the good ways. Besides, I really could go for a slice of key lime pie on Tuesday. Tuesday's going to be 70 degrees Fahrenheit over here. Key lime pie would be great. In fact, that's actually one of my favorite cold summer pies. Well, my favorite pie is definitely key lime pie. But actually, no, that would be second. My favorite is lemon meringue pie, then key lime pie. But don't get me wrong, there are times where you just really would prefer a key lime pie. My favorite cake? Ooh, that's a tough one. Do I prefer carrot cake or cheesecake? That's a really tough one. One of them takes a lot longer to make than the other. the cheesecake takes a lot longer to make, especially if you do it the right way, not the instant Jello cheesecake pie filling. That ain't right. You got to do it where you make the crust yourself in a springform pan and use whatever mixer you can or even a fork and mix up your egg flour and actual cream cheese and some lemon zest. You got to do it right to have a good New York style cheesecake. That's a cheesecake. And I derailed myself again. But moreover, it is important that I give all the credit to... let me get your name right. Modern day Eratosthenes. I think I said that right. Modern day Eratosthenes. I've got to give credit where credit is due. Her full video gave all the proper accuracies of why the city lights thing was just bullcrap. And I have mud on my face for having not done the video research rather than just the article research. The article research led me to something different than what she was talking about, because the aurora bit on the dwarf planet was actually newer than the article she was talking about of the theoretical detection capabilities. Which is still, both of those are freaking awesome. But kudos to her for continuing beyond just 3 seconds. And shame on the fake sciences, the fake science channels who grab just that little bit and shovelware that out to where that becomes the algorithm that the comedians latch on to. It's really unfortunate because got to do something about the shovelware, fake pseudoscience, and falsehoods. And it's also equally important that when when someone uploads something and gets it wrong, you don't have to. I'd say you shouldn't have to delete that video, but you should put an edit, like maybe another link in, but another video, because if people are constantly watching your stuff, they're going to memory hole. Especially if you just put a link in there, like a later correction. No one's going to see that. Do an active correction. If you get something wrong, be like, hey, and like on your next video, like, hey, by the way, this here, I got it wrong, and I'm sorry. And give the correct information. That I believe in. Being willing to correct yourself is something very important. Like knowing when you're wrong, not just double down and adhere to arrogance. There are people who do that, but I appreciate the people who do correct themselves openly and be like, okay, I got that wrong. And in this case, I did get it wrong, and I'm very sorry. Going to give a link down below to her channel. You can check it out. She doesn't have a whole lot in shorts there, but it's all science. It's all science based. So if you want to give it a check it out, links down below. Credit where credit is due. Anyway, with this day 28, I'm calling it a day. This is Terraquator, and I'll see everyone tomorrow.
Upon the world, arguably the greatest butcher in human history. If there was even a fraction of a chance I would be unleashing that upon the stars, I would do anything in my power to stop it. Genghis, I will never let you, or the others, leave this planet. But perhaps your children. They would be blameless, marry someone, build a life.
You cannot bargain with the point of a sword. Either pledge to let us go now, or there will be battle. I do not fear it.
We are at an impasse. I am sorry. I tried. Perhaps you are right. Amonarinos, the facility and its test and mission are flawed, broken. We all know it. And if you are allowed to author that test, then you control us all.
So the answer is we are all imprisoned here? You leave us no choice but to join the renegades and end your society.
20 years.
What?
We have to stand on our own 2 feet to earn a chance at freedom. So let the outsider reprogram the facility, and for 20 years we work together to make Crucible truly ours. And after, we institute a test, which we both author with mutual veto power, and any who pass may leave.
Do not let the politician cloud your head with pretty words.
You think I would accept this? We have been going in circles for so long.
We could kill them all, and then we could dictate any terms we like.
I only lead my people to battle when I must. Do you promise, Mr. Roosevelt, a fair test? One that we can pass in our lifetime?
I will not make it easy, but it will be, as you say, fair.
No! Amonarinos, this is a trick!
Roosevelt has done many things that infuriate me. But his honor, I have never had to question. The believers will not fight. Let the gods decide which of you is right. You are a very odd one. Who knows what the future holds?
You will regret this, Amonarinos. Mightily. Then we will meet on the field of battle. The heavens will judge who is worthy.
So be it. We have fortified the society, but this will never end until Genghis is dead. He is the linchpin. If you take him out, I know an armistice can be reached. In his every incarnation, he has brought misery to us. Let us deal with him one last time.
This should be fun!
It is over. Why does it always come down to force? I hope your settled systems has truly learned from the past. Clearly, we have not. To be a leader, a true leader, You must make terrible choices, and then live with them. If it is any consolation, they gave us no choice. Please, go to the facility and make it so that it will obey my instructions, so we can finally grow as a people.
Blood runs in the streets again. I had hoped, however naively, that we were past that. I do not hold you responsible, but your arrival was certainly a lethal catalyst. May I help you? So your mission to the Beagle was a success? Let me see. It is done. There is a standard cipher used by the facility. It took me many years and, well, lifetimes to overcome. And now, the mysteries of the facility await you. I pray you choose what befalls us wisely.
blood. Always the blood. The only taste worse than victory is defeat. What was long sought after is upon us.
Are the repairs complete?
Change.
As much as they can be.
Not all on Crucible will approve of what you have done, but doing what is right is seldom easy or free of difficulty. You have given us all a chance for self-determination. Maybe in time we will be worthy of going to the stars.
If that were my goal, I would be saddened.
For some of us, that will be a rude awakening. You have my enduring thanks. And anytime you need safe harbor, know that Crucible is here for you.
I wish I was able to convince you of our cause. Instead, Roosevelt wins. Perhaps in time, we can convince Franklin.
Please, outsider. Don't leave me here. You've taken the Crucible by storm, haven't you? Now that Roosevelt's the admin, I'm in the clear to hightail it out of here. What do you say? Will you take me with you? Golly, thanks! You have no idea what this means to me. I swear you won't regret it. I just need to say a couple farewells, and then I'll hit the road. See you out there.
Jump successful.